Just gonna check a couple things. Go. I'm gonna die. Yeah. Yeah. I've been I was sick earlier. I definitely feel better. I'm sorry, because after this stream is going to probably be that. I'm still dealing with congestion. At this point, it's probably just like seasonal allergies, but it still really sucks. You can probably hear it in my nose right now. I'm going to try to survive most of this stream. We are supposed to be working on a Smith & Wesson Model 27 and an SR2M and different various stuff like that, but it's a lot of work, like a lot of work. And I do have something else that I kind of want to work on whilst I'm thinking about it, because I do kind of want to figure out the logistics of how this type of stuff would work. So what we are going to do, click on this. Last custom setting. It's going to be portraits, and the size is going to be illegal. And then view is going to be page layout. This is what we'll do instead. We'll just do this. Column width 0.2 of an inch. Row height 0.2 of an inch. I do everything that we basically needed to do. And then at this point, it's going to be Battlefield 4 all guns list. This does not seem like all of them. It really doesn't. So what we're going to do instead is go to YouTube, type in Battlefield 4 all weapons, click on this, and immediately press pause. And then basically this entire list of fucking things, holy shit. We're not going to do grenades or explosives. I don't think we're going to do the gadgets. But I think we will do... we'll just go from here up, basically. Command C. Oh, what a bulb list. Command V. Hopefully that comes out in a decently nice manner. What the fuck? Okay. So as long as we click on this one, guess we can somewhat see it. We'll do yeah, we'll get there eventually. MP443. QSZ 92. P226. FN57. CZ75. M9. 93R G18. 93R G18. Eagle 44. Smith & Wesson 40. SW40. MP412 Rex. MP412 Rex. Followed by the Unica 6. 44 Magnum. And Bear's Leg. Shorty 12G. That's all of the actual handguns themselves. Then I was thinking of doing, say, this one with 0.85 on an inch. Name. I'm doing like lighter yellow. Boop, boop. So I think in general, my idea is we do like a survey form of who wants to do what weapon, and then whoever gets what weapon, their name goes beside it, and then we have a list of who does what. It's essentially what I'm thinking for how this is going to work. it's not really a contest so much as it's just a group of people in the community fucking trying to make every single weapon from the game. Which, when you just fucking think about it, doesn't sound like it's going to happen. Because there are a lot of different entries from the game. I was also thinking about making this a yearly long thing. And since it would be a year long worth of build time, that should give even like a small number of builders a pretty good amount of time to complete a majority of these, I think. It's probably the most unrealistic expectation in the world to ever remotely think that we'd ever do this. I think even given an entire year worth of being able to do this, I don't think we'd be able to finish. I think we're talking about yeah, probably. Sorry, my nose is like half dead. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute myself while I fucking blow my nose. All right, for now, I think I'm somewhat okay. Hey, Wasil and Tech Builds, just letting you guys know, I am currently dealing with getting over a cold, and my sinuses have been congested for ages at this point. It feels like I literally took this entire week off from work just to deal with this. So if I cut in and out of actual audio, it's because I have muted myself to blow my nose. I'm trying really hard not to be disgusting. As much as it doesn't bother me to hear other people do the whole thing, I figured it'd probably really bother other people. So I'm going to try not to do that on actual stream and mute myself when that happens. I think, so Nick is older than I am at this point, and at that point he had already started down the path of wanting to become an engineer, I believe, at that point. That would put him, so if I'm 24, he's 26, 27 at this point. Yeah, so he would have, damn, even 10 years ago, he would have been graduating from high school and starting down the path of wanting to be an engineer. That's crazy, man. Fuck. That makes me feel young and old at the same time. It's crazy. Damn it, dude. I think a lot of Nick's ability as a builder can't be overlooked with how oh, dude, super long. Because he was going for one of the more difficult degrees in college. I believe his degree was like a 6-year degree, wasn't it? That's how I feel it was. Unless he didn't do like full time and he was only doing part time. So I grew up in a woodworking shop, and I'm going to relate this to woodworking because there's a lot of similarities between the two. When you start a project, there's a certain amount of preparation, behind the scenes work that you have to actively commit to before actually starting it all. Otherwise, the end result is going to be of a lesser quality. It might still be a good end result. It's just not going to be as beautiful as other end results. I think the easiest way to kind of outline that is with your own more recent experiences, Hopeless. I mean, most recently you started to do the whole laying out a blueprint, overlaying images on top of one another, trying to get every single little nook and cranny done as entirely accurate as possible. You can also see ElectroGlacy on an MDUN server. He's one of the Australian builders. I played Apex with him a few times. It's kind of neat, actually. You can see that he takes and he prints out a majority of his blueprints for whatever weapon he's working on in life size, and then uses that to kind of build off of and scale up. And I think that little bit of preparation work that Nick has done pretty much his entire build career, as far as I know, Nick has always done that. I don't think that's something that he's ever not done. And considering how accurate most of his builds are, I would go to say that that's probably true. That he has literally done that most of his career when it comes to the blueprints and accurate scaling. Starting out with life-size blueprints, whether it be digital or physical, though definitely a lot easier to do physically. Setting up your scale correctly, getting colors out of the way, things like that. Doing that preparation work always leads to a better end model. I think a lot of times Nick doesn't want to just finish his build just to finish it. I think Nick wants to actively attempt to make a good thing that he can be proud of most of the time. And I think he accomplishes that by taking his time. And I think that's something really important for gun builders. It's pretty easy now that we just launch LDD or Studio and we can blow through so much stuff, right? I feel like the 52 CQB is a different gun, so we're gonna do that. A duck, a delta. Whereas Nick still builds mostly physical. He does like working prototypes to try to figure out angles and things like that. Which for most of us digital builders, we don't do stuff like that. Honestly, half the time we just throw shit together digitally that we think is going to work in real life, right? Which works for us digitally because half the time we'll never build in real life, at least in my regards, because unlike you, I don't build in real life. But there's this like innate ability for Nick to take his time on a build just to make sure that it's perfect. So I think a good example of that is probably more recently his car SMG from Titanfall, which is slightly different than Electos. Electos is still pretty damn good. I need a hairband. My hair is getting in my face. It's getting really fucking annoying. Hold on. So Electo has put out his blueprints, and he's making a pretty decent car. I'm not going to take that from him because it is pretty good looking. But then you have someone like Nick who has sat down, and I believe he posted about it last night. He's been going on 4 months. It was either 4 or 6 months he's been working on this one build. Part of that is because he has a life and he does other things. And the other part of that is because he wants to make sure that it's perfect. And I think that's part of the ability for Nick to be able to do what he does. Yeah, so 6-ish months working on the same build is like a crime for most of the digital builders. A lot of the digital builders will complete a build within a day, within a few hours. So imagine sitting down and thinking about working on one thing for an excessive amount of time. That's a lot to be doing. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm going to readjust because I moved to blow my nose. I'm going to get back into my comfortable position so I'm not just dying. I'm also going to get a little bit of a drink. All right. I'm going to blow my nose, take a drink, and then I'll be back. All right, nose blowing complete. I'm going to take a drink of my sun-kissed strawberry lemonade by PepsiCo, I believe. Yes. Kind of. Weird. I'm going to take a drink of it anyways. Not my usual preferred soda, but I have some. PM63 is super difficult to make because of that weird slide extension thing that extends out on the front. That thing is like really weird. Shit. I wish I had a drink sponsor, but I don't. At this point, it's just become my, like, I'm just gonna keep saying they're my drink sponsor until PepsiCo finally fucking decides to sponsor me. That's what I'm really going for at this point. If I just keep saying they sponsor me, inevitably they'll have to sponsor me. I just really prefer PepsiCo. PepsiCo is probably my favorite of all the soda companies. Really sad when half the time I go to a restaurant it's Coke products, and even more sad because half the time that it's Coke products they don't even have Mellow Yellow as an option. I kind of want to see how this month goes, Openlist, before I actually put this out there as a potential for happening, because it seems like a lot of people are interested in this month. But at the same time, like, there's been plenty of times where people were like, oh, I'm going to build this, I'm going to do that, and then the end of the month rolls around, and they're just like, oh yeah, I just didn't do it. So if this month goes as well as everyone thinks it is at this point, I mean, I'd be fine with, no problem, thanks, Duck. Presenting this as a year-long type thing, but if for interesting that these don't have like individual timestamps. Okay, no problem, Duck. If for whatever reason this month doesn't go as good as people really think it is, and not everyone contributes as they have kind of already said that they are, then this as a project is just going to be scrapped entirely. This is not going to happen at all. I'm not afraid to get the fuck out of here with that. I would really like for there to be this fucking legendary community moment where we band together for a solid year and make every single weapon from this game with some form of... Oh shit. I just heard fucking gunshots and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Fucking video started playing. I would love for the community to band together to do every single weapon from this game with reputable quality, I should say. I mean, I really don't want someone to contribute SVD12 that's like Duplo blocks stacked up on top of one another. Like, that would just really kind of kill the whole vibe that the community had going on. I don't think it's going to happen. Like, honestly, I really don't. As much as everyone is saying right now that they're going to be making projects for the community collab for this month, I don't think it's going to happen. I know some people are going to, but then it turns into, oh, I don't have the motivation to do this, which is understandable because I don't have the motivation to do what I have going on right now. And then other parts of it become, can we just like get together, man? That'd be really neat. I'm not going to say I do it every month, but for the most part, I try to run a community collab every single month, tac builds from my Discord server. I usually post about it on YouTube, but I haven't lately because I don't get any type of traction on YouTube in the first place when it comes to like builders. Most of the people who participate in the community collabs are from my Discord anyways, so I might as well just post it in my community Discord and be done with it. But I try to choose like a theme or something for the month and present it to the community and have them just kind of participate in it. It's generally just there to have other people submit their builds to be immortalized into the server. Underneath their own tabs. That started off kind of as a joke between Opalist and I, actually, funny enough. About, what's today? Yeah, about a month ago, basically. Because we had essentially, he was working on his Black Ops 2 FAL at the time. I was working on a shotgun on stream, and we made it spooky looking by giving it orange-purple paint scheme. And that's kind of what started it. Man, lots of memories. Sorry. So essentially, it's a way for people in the community to band together, to have their name permanently affixed to the server with reputable builds that they can kind of remember. So the first month ever, the theme was to be spooky. So most of the people who submitted had orange and purple had to be involved, some form of skeleton with the tuba for the doo-doot skeleton. Had to be involved as like a charm. I think that was pretty much the only requirements. So that was the first month. And from there, I did a couple other months after that. And then I kind of stopped for a majority of the year. And the reason I stopped is because I was really not doing too good on the theming part of it, and not a lot of people were starting to participate. Part of that being because the themes were kind of stupid and unavailable to a lot of people, especially November's of last year's, which was No Nut November, which required there to be an anime waifu on the side of the actual weapon itself, which not everyone had access to being able to do. So that was kind of a shitty theme, and not a lot of people participated in it anyways. It's individual collabs. You don't work with other people. You just kind of like, you do your own thing and then submit it, and then you go on a page full of other community members. It's more like a community showcase. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. Hey, babe. How did you sleep last night? Not going to do the launchers. I'm not doing the gadgets. Not doing the grenades. I'm not doing the grenade explosives. All right, that's good enough for me. I'm happy to hear that you slept better. All right, that should be fine. What are you trying to render, Delta? So that should be every main weapon from Battlefield 4 listed here, which is quite a lot. What's going on in December then? I haven't even thought that far ahead. I really want to see how this month goes. There's been a lot of talk about this month. What up, Trey? This is no, this is for something else, Trey. This isn't fucking. This is me considering the logistics of another community collab. That's like a year-long community collab, and I don't know if we're gonna even do that at this point. I just needed to see it all on a very nice, reasonable presented chart that's not gonna lag out my computer. I'm just trying to like consider the logistics of what we're about to get into if we're about to get into this. I'm going to start thinking about it now and planning ahead so that this is smooth. It actually operates on a decent level and isn't like entirely screwed over. I would really hate to be the only person to contribute to a year-long collab and trying to build every single weapon for Battlefield 4. So this is kind of what I'm thinking about tac builds. There is a form of voting that I've heard about ages ago. I guess not really ages ago, it was pretty recent, in which all the candidates are written down and everyone ranks the candidates based on which one they would rather see. And then if that first candidate is dropped out, then their second choice becomes what they vote for. I think it's like split voting, I think, or something like that, or ranked voting. And it's probably ranked voting. I'm really considering doing like ranked voting, where every single person essentially comes up with 10 sounds about right. Like maybe 10 weapons from the game that they would want to make. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Wow, so there is 53 weapons up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, so 4 times this many, 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. There is another 53 down here, which is 106 total. So if 10 people chose 10 guns each, we would have 100 of the 106 guns total. So what I would be thinking is distribute the list and have them place a number beside the guns that they want to do, that they specifically would like to choose from. Accumulate the data, and essentially, if all of them choose to do different guns, then there's nothing I need to do on my end. But if they all choose to do like the same gun, so like for whatever reason, Openness decides that he wants to do the M4 carbine, and Cora wants to do the M4 carbine, then their first option one of the two of them would have to defer to like a different one. So maybe if I overshoot and I say I want a list of like every single different gun. Yeah, it'd be complicated. It'd be really complicated to do. I don't know. I'm going to very quickly go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. So thankfully the RPG, none of the launchers are on this list. I don't, I'm gonna shy away from doing launchers. I know launchers are technically a part of like the core gameplay element of the game, but that's like, it's a lot to ask of someone to make a launcher. I think kind of the core part of this entire list of guns is how much are people willing to actually contribute to uh, doing this in particular. This is a lot to ask of people. Um, the other part to this is it going to live up to like community standards at least? So let's do. Is it going to at least be slightly below MDUN standards, right? So if my different username is like slightly above average for the community, then most of the submissions would need to be at least average MDUN builds to kind of even really be considered for the actual collab, which is kind of shitty to even start discussing, because that starts down the rabbit hole of, are certain people good enough? Are certain people not good enough? That type of fucking discussion, which really fucking sucks to have. Yeah. So I think logistics-wise, at this point, I've really just made a fucking really nice-looking table and chart from Battlefield 4. So we can go ahead and get rid of this. We're gonna save this really quick. That's just this small little change up here, and close out of Excel. And we're going to start looking around at some Modern Warfare 2 guns at this point. Reason being... Shit. That just fucked everything up. That was just... I was looking at all the weapons for Battlefield 4 and kind of going over a little bit of the logistics about... kind of putting together that year-long Battlefield 4 collab. But that's like... It's kind of unfeasible at this point in my head. I keep going back and forth because part of me is like, yes, the community would band together over a year to make 106 firearms from the game. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, but there's probably going to be some submissions in there that are probably not going to be at least above average in quality for the community, and it's going to look like shit, and it's not really going to fulfill the whole like entirety when it comes to that. And then the other part to it is sorry, I just sent a text. The other part to it being, so if I were to ask that people in the community take and build 10 weapons from each of the game, but they can't be duplicates, how do we decide then who gets what? So the other part of it was trying to figure that out. So, yeah, that kind of, plays into things. I hate IMFDB for this reason, but I still love IMFDB for this reason. I need to find what I want to make for the community collab now. I don't want to open Discord, is the thing. I don't want to do a revolver because revolver's stuck. Something's biting my leg. Oh, the Desert Eagle is kind of tempting, though. So, like, for this month's community collab for the Modern Warfare 2 builds, there can be duplicates. There's nothing wrong with there being duplicates, which is why I don't need to sit down and like go out of my way to make sure that there's, you know, everyone is doing their own build. At this point, let's start the Deagle, because I really feel like doing it. Where's the information about this? Black barrel and sliding chrome framing. Churchcon 3-dot sights, curved production barrel with a Picatinny rail. Unusable underbarrel, surefire. Oh, neat. I didn't realize that it had a 1911 ISK. I do, in fact, have my own server. For you, Trey, understanding your current situation with your building in pieces and stuff, I would actually stick to like carbines, PDW, handguns, the more smaller of the models, just to kind of make your life a little bit easier. Shit, I need to find... Is it this one? Maybe? The M98 was kind of an easy build, though, to be honest with you. It wasn't easy in like the sense like anyone can do it, but it didn't have a whole bunch of like over-the-top pieces involved with it. No, I've done videos on this. I do remember your M1694. It's pretty damn good. Huh. I'd actually really like to see someone do the MX4. I think the only person in the community that I've ever really seen notable do the MX4 is Jim. It's the weird, like, Italian SMG that has the thumbhole stock on it. It's made by Beretta. I surprisingly found it. This is oddly named, but thank God I found it, because that's what we've been looking for. Version 2. Yeah, okay. Don't know why it's named what it is. Give me like 2 seconds, tech builds. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Because I don't like having Discord open while I'm that should work, I think. Yeah, man, Desert Eagle is a base. That's what we have here. Man, it's super crazy because this is a bunch of weird geometry going on in this build. And like, only one part of this is pretty much illegal, which I'm kind of happy with, that only one part is actually illegal. And that's the slide serrations are the only thing on this that are actually illegal. And it should be grouped together so that we can actually move this back and forth, which is the cool part of that. Yeah, whatever. The thing about Lego building is that everyone's but yours is always going to look better, but I am still really happy with mine. Though it's 5 wide, and a lot of people fucking swear up and down that the Desert Eagle is not 5 wide. For some reason, it feels really good for a Desert Eagle to be 5 wide. We're going to save this to the desktop. This is no longer a competition version, though I don't know why that was even labeled there. Modern Warfare 2. This is going to be a work in progress, Pt.1. Sure. I'm going to say sure, and that's it. I'm like starting to doubt like actual dimensions and shit nowadays, because I feel like half the time they're just fucking inaccurate. Modern Warfare 2 Desert Eagle. Like, I don't know what it is nowadays, but it just really feels like sometimes when you're looking on the internet for dimensions and shit, and then you actually like lay it out and everything, it just seems so incorrect for whatever reason. Should we do the remastered version? I feel like we should do the remastered version. Yeah, campaign only weapons are fine. That's why IMFDB is like such a cool website, because there's so many weapons that are campaign only that aren't in multiplayer that are perfectly acceptable to build. God, this is such a... It weirdly looks like they've increased the size of the slide in this game. Like, stupidly thick compared to the grip. I don't know what it is. It just feels like that slide is stupidly thick. I actually don't know what the campaign intervention sounds like in comparison, so. Rip. So really the only thing that we need to worry about is the fact that this grip is weird. Don't know why, but it is, man. And we need to do a different style of sights as well, because it's the dot style sights. Yeah, dot style sights. Should be fine-ish, I think. Let's start here. Let's get the colors down. No problem, Tech. All right, color-wise, it's a stainless steel frame. Should be able to do in silver, cool silver. And then the actual slide itself should be black. This should be black, as should the front end. And I'm actually kind of okay with not doing a two-tone and just keeping it all black like that. We'll be replacing the sights anyways, so that's no big deal. I do want that slight little bit of detail to not be this color. Do that like so. Let's do all of this. Just to make sure that it's dark gray, which it is. Are you checking your Discord DMs? Fuck that. I've been burned too many damn times. What am I doing? And then the rail is a different style of rail. Nope, it's not happening, man. Nope. down the links. And then we can do the dot sites, I think. Yep, right now the only thing going on is the Modern Warfare 2 community build. So you can choose a what the fuck am I saying? You can choose a weapon from Modern Warfare 2 that you would like to build, and you can recreate it. Yep. Fucking my brain. I'm sorry. Maybe I am still like a little sick and trying to recover. So yeah, you just basically choose a Modern Warfare 2 gun that you would like to recreate, and then you recreate it and basically submit that into the server. And then it goes into the community collab channel for that particular month, this month. Or I guess actually this is technically the one for November because the one for October is already over. Where it is forever immortalized as a submission. I don't think you need to make two of them. I just, I figured. And it's kind of up to you guys if you want to do like above and beyond this shit. Kinda, yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna fucking do this. Because I don't want it to be fucking giant bulky. Because we could always do this. Finish it off with like that to give it some form of front end. But then as you can see, it looks like it looks terrible. I really just don't. That entire situation is a clusterfuck. That's that entire situation was like a recipe for disaster in the first place, and they should have been probably a little bit more careful on the actual set itself when it came to any of that shit. The other part of that is there's always going to be deadlines for this, deadlines for that. They should have probably listened to the fact that there were already two other negligent discharges, and taking that as the sign that, okay, holy shit, we should probably slow down a little bit on our production so that we're not potentially blowing people brains out or something. Those involved, I would definitely say should be fired. And I think should also be blacklisted from movies in general when it comes to like actually doing movies and shit. I gotta stop building if I'm going to talk about something because I can't fucking keep my thoughts together. So if we take the information provided at face value, so the information provided is that that particular firearm used on set was used a previous day by crew members to go plinking out in the area, right? That should immediately be a red flag for a majority of people that this is dangerous and we're no longer like we should probably stop and think about everything that we're doing. And it's kind of easy to be an armchair keyboard warrior about this and say that, you know, as an actor, they should have checked their own ammunition and made sure that the gun was cold themselves and things like that. But oftentimes, when you're inside of a community, it's easy to forget that outside of your community, people generally don't have the same type of training, qualifications, or general knowledge about certain things that you might. And chances are, Alec Baldwin himself has probably little to no firearms training or thoughts or safety precautions in mind. They were probably trying to film the scene as fast as possible so that they can move on and they could fit within budgets and they could meet the deadline that they're supposed to meet, yada, yada, yada. And it's easy to forget that the Hollywood world is vastly different. And it has always been a world where people rush and rush and rush and rush just to make a deadline, just to get to the end of the road so that they can produce the movie. So, in this case, there was an instructor of firearms on set who did check and say that the gun was cold if we take their general reports at face value as they've come out so far. Sorry. Clearly, that's wrong. This was one of those instances where it was not cold. And stuff like that. So, not to play into conspiracy theories, but I'm going to play into some conspiracy theories a little bit here because we're talking about. I started playing as devil's advocate. Now we're going to be talking about something else. We have an actor who's been, like you said, who's been experienced, who knows how to handle firearms at this point from past movies and whatnot. On set, who has basically just committed manslaughter against someone who, according to everyone, is pretty well respected. But I think a lot of times it might be really easy for people to forget that Hollywood is a very cutthroat place. You can get blacklisted from Hollywood, and people really might not like you in Hollywood that have a lot of power and connections and money. And then what can happen is literally the plot of like a Hitman movie at this point, or I guess Hitman the game. I don't think it has any movies out right now. Where we just load live ammunition into a gun that is quote-unquote dead, even though it's not. And we fucking assassinate someone. And people are just like fucking speechless about it because they didn't think that this was going to happen. It all depends on who you know and how you know certain people. Because that's just fucking business at this point. There's like no other way to really put that into perspective. If you know the right people if you have the money, if you have the connections, you can get away with so much shit. It's not even funny. It's a place of making money and doing business, Trey. That's what Hollywood has pretty much always been and will continue to be until you and I are dead. There's been plenty of times where accidents have literally happened like on set that garnered a lot of backlash and then were completely ignored after like a certain amount of time. This is going to be no different than any of those. This will be one of those times where someone gets hurt, lots of tragedy, sad, 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 cry, 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 pray, pray, pray. And then 2-3 years from now, something else will happen again where some tragedy happens on set and people do the same exact thing where it's cry, cry, cry. How could this happen? How come they didn't do this? How come they didn't do that? And that's just the way shit happens nowadays. Which sucks, but that's just kind of the nature of everything. I'm pretty sure they're already working on getting him accountable for it, I think. Last I checked, anyhow. They were working on that. Because I'm pretty sure they are going to probably manslaughter. Manslaughter is the catch-all. So manslaughter is pretty much just the, like I said, the catch-all. Just, yeah, if someone dies, we'll just get you for fucking manslaughter. I'm sure they'll fucking figure it out. If not, whatever. I don't really give a shit. I never really give a fuck for Alec Baldwin, whatever, and I don't really keep up with most actors or anything nowadays, really. Like, I just really don't give a shit. It's a tragedy. At this point, I'm, like, super desensitized to most tragedies. Like, there's just fucking... Yep. That's another tragedy. Yep, that really fucking sucks that happened. But at this point, I mean, it's just, like I said, you're just so desensitized to most shit at this point that it's not even a surprise. It's like, at this point, every single time there's a school shooting, you're just kind of like, school shooting, again, boo, sucks. But you're not really fucking super paying attention to it, thinking about it too hard. You're just, yep. My heart goes out to everyone that was involved as a victim. It's a really shitty fucking thing to be involved in. But then you just kind of don't really. Like I said, we're just, as a society nowadays, we're really desensitized to fucking all the violence. At this point, there really is no violence that's gonna be like super shocking that really makes us fucking freak out about something. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even. Since like the last time we did something, because I don't even fucking remember. I remember his like first thing, but nowadays I don't remember his name. I also don't watch the news anymore. My life has been way better not watching the news. Alright, give me like 2 seconds. No, I'm fucking dying. Ugh. Sorry. That went on a little longer than I intended. I got into a coughing fit and it made me throw up. So, whatever. No big deal. Ducko is, what are you coloring, man? Good night, Tech Builds. Thanks for staying as long as you did, man. Appreciate it. Oh, nice. Sounds good. Ugh. Yeah, so sites suck. How you doing, sites? Yeah. Yeah, this is complicated. What if we do this here, and then do drop this by 1? No, because it's this right here. Yeah. Let's leave this where it's at. Then do maybe this needs to be like more in the middle, and the only thing that really does that would be something like this. It's also huge. This Yo, what's up, Trey? I don't plan on doing a Halloween one. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Like I said, I didn't really plan on doing a Halloween one. October was dedicated to the MTT, getting that done. And then the obviously this month's is going to be Modern Warfare for November. It's not a bad idea. It can be done at another time. It's just not going to be done now. Ugh. This is killing me, man. Fucking sights on pistols are always the worst thing in the world. Maybe there's something in Technic that we can use. Okay, so what if we get rid of that? Keep that, actually, because we need that. And do... Actually, we can do this piece. Boom. Place a lightsaber bar here. Followed by a piece. Okay, too low. So let's place that there. Place that there. This here. Follow this up. Lightsaber piece. Place a. No problem. See you later, Trey. That's too far out. Damn it. Fuck. Always do like this for the dots, since they're kind of small. And then like enclose it. Does this fit around this? Oh shit, it does. Neat. Well then. What if we moved this outwards? We can't. Okay. So what if we fake move it outwards? Like that. Delete this. Delete that. And instead, place that with move this, place this there. Delete that, delete, whoops, that. Delete that. Grab this piece, place this here, like so. Duplicate this to there. This like so. Make that white, make that white. And then proceed to hide the white as best as possible. Like so. And maybe do something like this. It's not really a, it's more like a square. Huh. Damn it. This would work really, really well. Because then I would just use like this piece attached like right there. But that's not going to work, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we could technically make an illegal version. It's already basically illegal anyways at this point. Do something like that. Maybe not even do something this complicated, and instead just literally do like that. Remove. Sleep is for the weak. But yeah, no, you should totally be sleeping by now. Because at this point, it's 1:20 in the morning where you're at. So you should definitely be asleep. Duck over here on the old sleep schedule that I used to have. That was like the worst sleep schedule in the world. A sleep schedule that I am happy to no longer be a part of, honestly. I used to stay up until ridiculous hours in the morning like you are right now, Duck. But I can't anymore, man. I literally have to go to bed like an old man now. Like 11 is probably the latest I can stay up. It's still like super late, man. God, I hate everything about this rear sight. I hate it all. I might just copy the fucking front sight to the rear. Like, why is this so stupidly difficult to make? It'd be a lot easier if they had the 1x versions of these brackets to right here. Well, we're just gonna make everything easy on us and literally just copy what's going on up front in the back. I think we'll just leave it at that for right now. I think we might actually make it a little longer. I think for right now this is fine. Like that. We can replace the trigger. As in the grenade launcher? Are you having fun with it, though, is a good question. It seemed like a pretty fun thing to do. Yeah. I did the M79 basically a year ago at this point, so I definitely know a little bit of the pain. I did not realize that that went through there. I'm just trying to figure out how to get a really nice trigger in here. So essentially the trigger actually needs to look trigger needs to look like that. Throwing that into here, not as easy as it seems. I think literally you might just be able to do like this. Okay, so that happens. So if we were to delete that, delete this, delete this, delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that, replace here with one of those, come to this side, go on down to cool silver, put this here, then do this. Doesn't fit. Okay, so then we do this, followed by a bushing. And then considering the interference with that bushing, it should stay centered. Boom, like so. Okay. And then I'm thinking that we push this forward one stud. Okay. So then the only thing really left is to do that weird thing up front, which in the original is Surefire X400 Ultra Weapon Light Laser Aiming Module. Still for sale. $700. Wow. That's a lot of money. Is it really a Surefire? On the original? Is it really, though? I mean, it kind of hard to tell. But maybe? I guess it's just because it's like low resolution as fuck. Alrighty then. Let me sit up. Oh shit. We'll probably build this and then I'll be getting off because I'm hungry and it's almost 2 and I still have not eaten anything for the day today. Lit. So I'm assuming this is a pretty standard build, and in that case, give me like 2 seconds. We're gonna cut down the time that it takes us to do this drastically in a moment. Do I even have it as a template? I'm gonna feel really sad if I don't even have it as a template. Oh god, I don't even have it as a template. Shit. Wait, yeah it is. It's right there. It's the blue one, isn't it? Yes. Lit. And delete all this. Delete all of that. Grab this. Turn. Alright, so front end, this up there. We need to change the back end on this, and it doesn't have the little, oh, I guess it does have the little thing on the bottom. Is there any way that we could sync that up further? Doing like that, do like delete that out, grab this, move it, grab this, move it, grab like this piece here. Place it. Of course, because this piece has to actually be these. Because that's how shit works around here. Follow it up with this going right to the back, like so. Place this piece and this piece instead with this. Not that. Definitely not that. What the shit? That there. And that there. Extend this like 2 more back, I think. Let's just delete this entire back end contraption that I have going on here. Delete this as well. Delete that out for right now. Grab you, grab you, grab you, just to reconnect all of that. Boop, boop. Place that there. It's that there. Follow this up with that and that. Close off the top of that like so. And place this here. I don't kiss my mom at all, so, you know. Place this here. So, like so. Kind of thins this out a little bit-ish. Yep. And then we just need to do the back end. The little levers, which apparently are only like on the sides. So if we just do 4 knobs here, place this here, and then a that. Actually, let's leave it too wide. Do this, do this. Followed by that, and that. Grab, duplicate, and place right there. Boom. Surefire for 100. Now we have to adapt it to fit on here, which is gonna suck. I need a better image of this, actually. Okay. First and foremost, let's drag this closer because it's really far away. So I think right now, if we were to say, delete this, delete that, delete this, come here, grab silver flip-flop, see you later, Trey, and a 6 there, 6 there, put a 2 here, 1 there, 1 there. And we need to adapt from 2 to there to be this piece. And one of these flipped upside down. That'll get me to the 3 wide aspect of this. By not a 3, I need a 2 to kind of fill that in. I might actually move this the other way. Let's place it like here-ish. It should give us enough buffer room to figure out where to put this. And then the only thing at this point that we really need to do, maybe move this like so to get it to do what we need it to do. Kind of want it to be up 1 more. So since I want it to be up one more, to get rid of this. And then I kind of want to do a different front end on this. Borrowing from this right here. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 in-game models, super scuffed most of the time. It's like terrible how scuffed half this shit is. It'll look somewhat better. We could delete that out. No, we can't. Let's leave that the way it was. The good news is, though, I think they fixed a lot of the modeling on the newer version and not the older version. Like, this is the old version. This is the original Modern Warfare 2 in-game art. It's fucking janky as shit. And then if you look at the remastered version here, it's got some janky issues to it. I still think that this slide is ultra fucking chunky comparatively to the frame itself. Like, it just seems like this frame is minimized in comparison to the rest of everything else. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So it's a little out there. Yeah, it's a little weird. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not something, you know. Super fucking. Okay, so I'm fine with this. What color was this in the game? Excellent question that I actually don't know. We're just going to make it darker gray. Should we do black? I feel like we should probably do black. Let's just make it black. Yeah, black. Black fits better. Good enough for me. That's what a Modern Warfare 2 Desert Eagle looks like in LED. Ow, fuck. This is the second time my foot is slid off the edge of the bed and my ankle is slammed into the wood. Damn it. Hurts. Not bad looking. I really just a lot of minor altercations, really, to make it look more similar to the one from the actual game itself. From like this view, first person's always been super weird because because it's more like this-ish. Not bad. I think the sights kill me because that's not what it looks like in game. Unfortunately, the underbarrel looks really good. The Surefire looks fantastic for that view. That matches relatively well. But those sights are fucking murdering me. I'll probably end up working on those sights a little bit more when I get a chance, and trying to get those better looking than what they are. I'm relatively happy with that. It's not, the worst thing in the world. It's a Desert Eagle. So, with that said, I am in fact hungry for food, and I do need sustenance to live. So I need to go out and actually, shit, I need gas too. Now that I think about it, I might just go out and hope that I can make it back without having to get gas. We'll see. So I think that's gonna be it for me from this one. See you guys later in another YouTube video another time. Thanks for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one.